Hey guys, welcome back to Carrie Grace. Today I am going to be doing a holiday clean with me. Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner, which means I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this kitchen doing some cooking. So before the holidays roll around, I want to do a little bit of cleaning in here to make sure that I'm ready. I made a quick list of the things that I want to do today. I'm going to clean around my fridge. I'm going to clean out my spice cabinet. I'm going to wipe down my counters and backsplash really well. I'm going to give my kitchen chairs a really good wipe down, and then I'm also going to wipe down the front of my dishwasher. Before we get into everything though, I did want to let you guys know that today's video is a collaboration with Heidi Sonboul of Happily Thriving Heidi. She is doing a holiday clean with me. She's got a ton of cleaning that she's going to do, so make sure that when you're done watching my video that you head over to Heidi's channel for even more cleaning motivation. I have a link to her video down in my description box. The first thing I'm going to work on is the top of my fridge. Y'all, it has been quite some time since I have cleaned the top of this fridge. It was super dusty. I'm also going to just wipe down the sides. I'm going to pull the fridge out. I'm going to clean behind here. It was a mess. A few weeks ago when I was making plans to do this particular video, I had every intention of doing a full house clean to get ready for the holidays. But as it came time to do this, I realized that my whole house didn't need to be cleaned. I've been following the Flylady zone cleaning for a couple of months now, and the zone cleaning part is kind of the last puzzle piece that you add once you start the system. But I've been doing it for a little bit now, and it's finally starting to click, and I realized that everything in my house is really staying clean like it should. This is definitely the first time I have pulled out my fridge to clean under and behind it since I started, and y'all, there was so much dust. I don't even know where these cards came from. I'm assuming my kids threw them under there, or maybe we're playing a game, but I found lots of dust. I found crackers and Cheetos. So much dust, y'all. It was disgusting. I will for sure be adding clean behind the fridge to my zone cleaning list for my zone 2. Now this is not something that I'm going to need to do every month, but I'm going to add it to the list so that I can kind of keep up with how frequently I'm doing it. I'm thinking that I need to do this at least twice a year, maybe quarterly, but probably just twice a year will be sufficient, because y'all, it had been a long time. I know that no one else will see behind my fridge when they're here for the holidays, but it still makes me feel better to know that this is done and it is clean. So if it's something that you haven't done in a while, you might want to add it to your list to get done before the holidays get here. That way you just have peace of mind and you know that everything is nice and clean. Do you host any holidays at your house? We do not host Thanksgiving. I don't think we've ever hosted Thanksgiving. I've always just cooked a couple of dishes, and then we take those to my husband's and uncle's house, and all the family is there. That's something that we've done pretty much our entire marriage. It's something that we look forward to. All of my kids, they enjoy spending time with all their cousins and things like that. There's a bunch of boys, so it's a lot of fun. And then for Christmas, we are actually going to be hosting Christmas this year, which I'm super excited about. I've been working on menu plans and things like that, but my sister will be here, probably my dad and his wife and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to Christmas this year. We do not have any overnight guests though that stay with us. So for Thanksgiving, like I said, we won't actually be hosting here. We'll probably have some family kind of in and out, but people won't be staying here. And then for Christmas, like I said, my family will be here, but they live in town, so nobody will be staying here. So that's the main reason that my focus for my holiday cleaning this year is really in my kitchen. I really wanted to get some of my deep cleaning done. I did do all of this cleaning during my zone 2, which if you follow the Flylady system, that is the kitchen. So I really didn't do anything extra. I just chose this particular week to kind of lump all of my tasks together in one day. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I spread them out over the week, and then sometimes if it's been a really busy busy week, but I see I'm going to have a chunk of time one afternoon, I'll just save all my zone cleaning for one afternoon and just kind of get it all knocked out at one time. And that's what I did today. It still didn't really take me that long. I was probably in here for about an hour, and I did take a couple of breaks, so it really went pretty fast and I got a whole lot done. Alright, so as you can see, I am wiping the floor, I'm doing the baseboards, I'm going to wipe down the wall. Once I vacuumed up everything, there were still just like marks on things and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I did a really thorough job while I had the refrigerator pulled all the way out. I am not upset to get off of my knees. Y'all, that was some serious hard work. But like I said, I'm going to add this to my zone cleaning list so it won't be this bad ever again, hopefully. Alright, so now that the fridge is pulled out, I can clean the top part, like the back part of the top of the fridge. You can see it was super grimy, so I just am spraying my spray on there, giving it a good wipe down so that everything is nice and clean before I push this fridge back to where it goes. What things do you find to be the most important in your home for cleaning before you have guests and before the beginning of the holidays? I know for me, like I said, because we don't have people actually staying here, my main areas of focus are going to be my kitchen, and then also as I go through the month and do my zone cleaning, I'm going to make sure that my bathrooms are clean and tidy, and then, you know, all of the living areas. Now, if we had people staying here, I would definitely want to concentrate on the bathrooms that they were going to be using upstairs, or whatever room they were going to be staying, making sure that, you know, you've got really clean, nice linens, that those rooms are cleaned up, that they have space to put things in the closet, things like that. So it really just kind of depends on if you have people staying at your house or if you have just people kind of coming in and out. I seem to use the holidays and having guests as a huge motivator to get projects done. Does anyone else do that? Okay, so the fridge project is done, and thank goodness, because that was a beast. Now I'm going to move on to my spice cabinet. Now I've just kind of noticed that this is getting kind of a little bit messy, but more than messy, it's just dirty. There are spices that have kind of fallen underneath the rack, and they're just kind of accumulating. So I want to make sure that I go through and get this wiped out, because I know that as I'm cooking for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm going to be in and out of this cabinet a lot. It's one of those areas that I know I'm really going to appreciate it being nice and straightened up and clean when it does come time to start all of the cooking. The containers that you saw me pull down from that top cabinet, those were actually supposed to get packed away with my Christmas stuff last year, and they just got overlooked and missed. So they have been hanging out in this cabinet all year long, and I need to make myself a note to remember to pack these away at the end of Christmas this year, because there's really no reason for me to have Christmas tins and these extra containers down here all year long, taking up an entire shelf. One of the things that I like to make sure that I do anytime I go through a spice cabinet or any kind of pantry or anything like that is I like to make sure that I go through every item and check the date, because anything that's at a date, you want to go ahead and toss it. I did have a few things that I needed to get rid of, just kind of some old like bouillon cubes and just a few things, but I didn't have to get rid of too much, so I was pretty happy with that. I also had another spice where I had one that was like really old. It didn't say that it was expired, but I know that it's been there for a really long time and I've already replaced it, so there was no reason for that to be there. And then I just made sure that I wiped everything down really well and just arranged things in an order that made the best sense for me. I don't know if you can see the bottle of mineral oil that I have right there, but I wanted to point it out because you'll be able to see it really well here in just a minute, in case you're wondering why in the world does she have mineral oil in her kitchen and what does she use that for. I use that to season my cutting boards and my wooden spoons and things like that. So that is the reason that I keep it here in my kitchen. That way it's nice and handy when I need to season something. I didn't think to do this at the time I was doing this, but now that I'm watching it back, this would have been a great time for me to have taken inventory and stock of what is already here and just kind of jot things down if it looks like I'm out of them, or things that I know I may need for Christmas cooking and things like that. So if you're already in your spice cabinet and cleaning it out, keep that in the back of your mind to just kind of take inventory and stock of what's already here so that you can get a jump start on your list. Now it's time to put it all back. How do you organize your spices? I've seen some people that organize them alphabetically, some do them by like the kind of container that they're in. I tend to organize them by the things that we use the most. I have those things towards the front, and then the things that we use the least frequently, I put those in the very back. I'm not sure that that's the best method, but it's kind of what I've always done, and it seems to work really well for us. So let me know, how do you arrange your spices? I know this doesn't look super dramatic, but let me tell you, it is so much cleaner and it feels so good. You can see I just kind of had a few things to get rid of, so I did pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to check a few things off my list. I noticed that I left out the N on counters. I really do know how to spell counters, so now I'm going to move on to these things. Wiping down my counters is actually one of my very favorite things to do. It's something that I do often, but since I am moving everything so that I can get to the backsplash, I decided I should go ahead and do the counters as well. I am using a homemade granite cleaner. I use it on my granite countertops every day, and then I'm also using it on my backsplash. My backsplash is not granite, but it is tile, so it does a good job on there. The granite cleaner, though, the recipe, you can find it at cleanmama.com. It's just a super easy recipe. It's something that I've been using for years, and I really like the way it cleans my counters. One little tip that I have for you is to not save all of your cleaning for one time in the kitchen. I like to use little minutes as I have them. So sometimes if I'm waiting on water to boil to make tea, or if I'm cooking dinner and something's simmering for a while, I'll use those few minutes to wipe out the microwave, or to wipe out my toaster oven, or just any little task that really just takes a couple of minutes. Then they're not stacking up and I'm not having to do them all at one time and spend a lot of time doing it. So use your minutes wisely. Even with your holiday cleaning, there's a lot of times where we have just little pockets of time that we can use to do those little things and get them done. I noticed that I had some splatters and splashes on the front of my dishwasher, so I'm going to just take this end dust, I spray it into a microfiber rag, and then I just wipe it on there and kind of in circular motions, and it gets rid of fingerprints and splatters and splashes and all the things. It does a really good job. It's another one of those little tasks that you can fit in just about any time. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to be doing is wiping down my kitchen chairs. I tend to wipe the seats out pretty frequently, but I don't always wipe underneath, and I noticed they were getting kind of dusty, so I decided to just take the couple extra minutes, get them wiped down, because I already had my nice wet rag out, so I can get this done and mark it off my list. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope this gave you lots of cleaning motivation to get your home ready for the holidays. Christmas and Thanksgiving are going to be here so soon, and we definitely want to be able to spend that time with our family, not cleaning. So let's get that cleaning done. Make sure that you also check out Heidi's channel. I do have it listed down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys soon.